Of kings and queens all over. It's your guy Mansa, and today we're going to speak on some financial literacy. So as you guys know, we're currently in a pandemic at the moment. Back in March, February, I want to say, when Corona hit, so many people were affected financially by this virus, and not just for the virus, it affected their pockets. You got your rappers, you got your lawyers, you got your athletes. And one big thing that I'll say like affected everyone is just like the lack of financial literacy. I feel like if we all had financial literacy, things like that would never really affect us as much as it did before. So I want to leave you guys with some gems. So starting off, 67% of Americans are financially illiterate. In simpler terms, what that's saying is 67% don't know the concepts of money. They don't know how money works. They don't know how to keep the money. We all know how to make money. Would you all agree? Everyone has a job. Everyone's out here grinding. It's just having that money work for you or knowing where your money is going, you know? Also, it gets worse than that 67% fact. More than half of the U.S. population don't have $1,000 saved up. Wait, it gets crazy, wait. They don't have 1,000 saved. 45% have $0 in their savings account. And I know you may be thinking, Mansa, why do I need to save money? You only live once. Why do I need to save money if I got these bags coming in every week? I get a check every week. The government is making sure I'm straight. I got unemployment. I have stimulus checks. Well, I'm here to say, as people, I feel we should be financially independent, because when you're dependent on someone else for your income, you're really like in a hole. I would say you're really in a hole. You're really shell shocked, because if this man doesn't give you this check, your family doesn't eat. If this government doesn't give you your stimulus, your kids can't get school clothes. You can't buy regular house necessities. So financial literacy is so important. And due to that fact, I'm going to give you guys 2 strategies that work for me as well as my friends, my family. I teach this to everyone I know, and I feel like it'll be helpful to you. That's my goal. I want to really give to all of you guys. So with that being said, we'll get into it, right? Okay, red or blue? Let's see. All right, bad. We're going to go red. Cool. What I like to start off with, right, because I'm big on what you put out always comes back to you. I always recommend 10% of your check, and this works for anybody no matter what's your income. So I'm going to teach you the strategy first, and then we'll go into based on anyone's income, okay? So 10%, you always want to start off and give. Why? Because what you give comes back to you. So this is on the 10% that you give, right? So people may ask you for money at all times, but if that's out of your 10%, you really don't have that to give, because your money is going into other places, basically preparing you for your future. People will guilt trip you. People will tell you you're selfish. People will try to make it seem like you're a bad person for not giving outside of your 10%. But when you give outside of your 10%, that messes you up in other areas. So let's say you had bills coming up. All you had was $20 to give, but your family member asked you for $100. You give that $100 away. Now you're SOL, or now you're messed up, basically, because you gave when you didn't have it. And most of the time, in cases that I know personally, my friends that they've told me, when you give so much, when it's your turn to be the receiver, it's not reciprocated. People aren't able to give back. You know, most families have that guy or that girl who's the success, who everyone takes from. But when the taker runs out, what's the saying? You can't pour from an empty glass. The glass is full, but when everyone gets a sip, the person who had all the juice, all the tea, needs a refill, and they go looking to get a sip from everyone else. They don't have tea to give. They don't have the currency to give back or whatnot, you know? So, boom. You give 10%. You said, okay, your example was, you said the average person makes how much? You You said 500 every week? Yeah. Let's go. We're going to use your number, right? So we got 500. Please don't judge my handwriting. I'm not a scholar, writer. I type a lot. All right, 500. Boom. We're going to give. All right, bet. We gave 10%. 10% of 500, which is 50. Boom. So now you left with 450. You pay everyone. You pay your bills. You pay your brother, your sister when they ask you for money. You pay your mom. You pay your tickets on time. You pay school fees. Got to pay yourself first. My question is, who's more important, Apple or you? Who's more important? What's the light bill name? The light company name? Georgia Power or you? Texas Power or you? California Power or you? Who's more important? Who do you care about more, your landlord or yourself? You pay them, you make sure they get their money on time, so you got to treat your money the same way. We pay the government before we even touch our checks. Well, people pay the government before they touch their checks. Not everyone pays the government first, because some people pay at the end of the year. But most people pay the government before they even touch their check. So if you can pay the government before you touch your check, you should be able to pay yourself. That gets into our next point. We're going to take 10%. Man, these markers are terrible. Back. There we go. We're in the game now. Boom. We're going to take this next 10% and we're going to pay ourselves. Why? Because we pay everybody else, we got to pay ourselves. Pay ourselves. Pay your... I'm just going to say pay you. Boom. We're going to put an explanation mark right there. You know how everybody's saying period? We're going to say explanation. Pay you. So give 10%, pay you. Boom. So now you got $400 left. So we got 10% we're going to give, 10% we're going to pay ourselves, 15% investments, right? The problem, most people say, like, an opportunity may come up, right? Most people say, I can't afford that. I can't take this opportunity. I don't have the money to. The reason they don't have the money to is because they didn't plan. They didn't use their money properly. They didn't plan to pay for anything else. They only planned for bills, food, entertainment. They didn't say, all right, I'm going to take this portion for investments. This investment right here is so important because I think, like my guy was telling me earlier, the money coming in, I'm just trying to get the money to work for me. So with this investments right here, this coming out your day to day, that 15% go to investments. It's something small, but how do you grow an apple tree? You got to plant a little seed first, right? Then over time, you get your apple tree, you feel me? So bet, we got the 15%, that's your investments. Got to go into your investments, boom. So 15%, I'm not a math genius, but I have a calculator. So 500 times 0.15, boom. That's 75. And in another section in the course, you will see some recommended stocks that I advise you guys to invest your money in. I also recommend the foreign exchange market. That's some knowledge that's also inside this course. So 15%, your investment account. All right, bet coming from here, we're going to pay yourself 15%. We're going to take 15% and we're going to put that in your savings. Now, I know you guys are over here thinking, bruh, 15%, bruh, I got to put more than $75 in my savings. But I'm going to tell you something. Save money, don't make money. Money sitting in the bank is making money off your money. So what's the purpose of saving the money just to let it sit? It don't make no money. But in the long haul, you let your money keep growing. You keep saving that money. It keeps growing. It's going to add up. But as far as like saving, it's stupid. It's not doing nothing for you. I don't recommend saving half of your check. Some people do it, but that's not my feng shui. I like to focus on this right here. So 15% savings, and then 50% the bills. We got to pay the bills, because if we don't pay the bills, we messed up, all right? So we got 250. So, bet. My brother, you asked me, you were saying, let me make sure my math correct. We got 15 plus 15, that's 30. 30 plus 50, that's 80%. That's 100%, right? That 500, we just broke it down. Okay, cool. You gave 10%. The 10% is going to come back to you. You put it out. If you believe in God, You believe in your higher power and you have faith. That's the biggest thing, faith. If you have faith and you trust your God, that 10% is going to come back to you. Paying yourself first. If you can pay other people, you can pay bills, you most definitely can pay yourself. 15% investments. The key to financial freedom is having your money work for you. I think in the book we were reading, what did the book say? Was it Rich Dad, Poor Dad? You're not financially free until your assets can pay for your lifestyle, right? So your investments are how you get your assets going. You got to put the money into them to start them off, unless you plan to be a slave for money. Most people work until they're 65 and they dying broke. I'm just saying, that's facts. Then we got our savings, saved money. It's good to have your money going somewhere. 50% bills, boom. So now your question was, what was your question? You said if your rent is how much?
Let's say your rent, so average rent for like what?
1,100, right? 1,100, boom. You stay true to what you're doing, right? You stay true to what you're doing. This bill money gonna keep going up. 250 at the end of 4 weeks. That's 500. Wait, hold on. That's 500, right? 500, 250, 500, 750. A band. You got a band at the end of the month. Find a way to make $100. You can Uber. You can sell plates. You can sell water bottles. You know your responsibilities. You know what's due at the end of the month. So you got to find a way to make that money come in. But also, if you wanted to take the safer route, for some people who want to take the safer route, before you start applying the knowledge that you're learning here today, like everybody say, save. We're going to save. Put that money sign right here. Boom. Save $1,000. You hustle. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. You got a $200 check coming in or $300, whatever it is. You find a way to sacrifice how you're living right now and you save that $1,000. There is nothing that $1,000 can't fix. An everyday problem, there's nothing that $1,000 can't fix. You go ahead and you put your 1,000 up. Once you got your 1,000 up, you straight. In case any problem come up, you can always come to this 1,000. It's an emergency. You can get it out. Once that 1,000 saved, every check coming in from now on, we're applying these principles right here because now it's just growing. We already have a foundation. Now we just watering our plant. What is money? Money is currency. Currency isn't meant to be stuck. What is a current? Go back to a current. A current is like a wave, right? And what do waves do? They move, right? They move. It's currency. Play with the words. Currency. You feel me? So currency, your money's supposed to stay moving for you. You feel me? So why are we saving? Why are we saving? I had